Hello everyone! Welcome to Should You Play It, where we review every free game on the Epic Game Store. And today we have one that's a little bit different than usual.
Because we don't get train simulators every week. Every week we get a different game, but this time it's Train Simulator 2.
And this has been announced that it's going to be free for 1 week starting on July 29th, 2021. If you claim it during that week, it's yours to keep forever. And we wanted to take a quick look at it. We didn't really do enough to do a full review on it, but a quick look to let you know if you should be excited about it being free.
And I think we should be really honest here because I have played some train simulators before. This one is very different. Caleb never played it, so we won't be comparing it to others much. But this one is more about train conductor than about the tracks. It's more like a bus simulator where you actually, it's train simulator, so you have the trains, you have the tracks that you ride on. You can be a passenger as well. And there are some like missions. There can be some collisions, but you won't be able to build the track. And it's more of a road that is predestined. And you're just gonna ride it or enjoy it.
Or
it's more simple.
Drive it and be responsible for stopping at the stations and carrying freight to the right
because
place.
Because there are some other train simulators that you can build whole maps, whole tracks, and it's more complex. This is more simple. You get a lot of official locomotives, a lot of official places. You go to States, you go to Germany, you go to UK. I think this is the only train simulator that you can get into the underground, London underground as well. But if you're not too familiar with the train simulators, this review might be for you. Because we're not too familiar with it, so we need to be honest about we're not going really into details. We just played the beginning. And you can play several campaigns, but each campaign takes a lot of time on tutorials. You're gonna be spending really basics. I mean, you need it because it's not like when you're driving cars in GTA 5, you just press forward. Here you get a lot of things, a lot of brakes.
Move the buttons around.
And the brake is not like forward and back, but it's like forward and 8 times back. And there's a lot of different handles that it could get quite complex in the cabin, but the tutorials will help you to learn it.
To learn how to drive a train.
But Caleb got really bored doing it, so...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I've always had a hard time understanding these types of simulator games, but especially bus driver, train driver, even like building tracks and bridges and things would be much more interesting and engaging than sitting on a train and sometimes pressing buttons and needing to stop where you stop. Like, I don't get it, but they're so popular. These games are so popular and expensive. This one was published last year. It still costs $30 to $40.
Yeah, there's a lot of DLCs.
And DLCs that cost hundreds of dollars, and people are buying them. And I must admit, I don't get it, so I decided, we tried it. I played around with it a little bit. I still don't get it.
And now we're going to... Should you play it?
I'll go first.
I guess you already know, so...
So here's the thing. No.
Why not?
Over to you.
Why
No,
not?
that's it. That's all I've got.
No?
It's
pretty.
Look,
it's really pretty.
I usually try to be a bit more balanced. So let me be clear first. People who enjoy this type of game, I have nothing against you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's great that you found something that you enjoy. Like, with no qualifications to that. I found it so boring, it made me want to go outside and look at real trains.
So it's actually good for something.
If parents, if you're trying to get your kids to stop playing so many video games, give them this and tell them you can play a video game, just only this one. They will be out in the park playing with their friends faster than you can say toggle the brake throttle.
I disagree. I actually think that you can play this game for many hours, especially because of the long tutorials and because how long everything takes to learn and to do.
That's not a great endorsement. Go on.
But I feel like the visual is really great.
It is.
Environment is really, it feels like you are in the real train.
And it's very accurate.
If you don't zoom out in the third person view and you're not gonna see like all the simple buildings, it really looks like you can look out from the window. There are people too getting on the train. It really feels realistic.
And can I add something to that?
Yeah.
Like most of the trains in the missions in the US, in the UK, and Germany, I've ridden those trains. I've been in those environments. It's very accurate. So if you're outside of the US or the UK, and you want to know what it feels like to ride a train in Germany, it looks like that and it feels like that. So that's interesting.
And I am not a train fanatic, but I can really appreciate how it feels in the train, like in the game compared to real life. And there's really something to it, and I can understand how some people can really spend a lot of hours on it, even though this is not a real game in a way that there are some challenges, because the challenge is usually just go from one place to another and just stop in one at a certain time. But you know, it's not easy to manage these trains, so there's some challenge in actually doing something that looks easy. Go to one station, stop there, open the doors. You're gonna do that all manually, and that's interesting because that's not possible so much in real life unless your friend is the driver of the train. So I think this game is worth a while for free, but I'm not sure it's worth a while if you missed the 1 week that it's going to be free from Epic, because there are other train simulators. There are not that many, so most of them are older now, but they offer more of the variety, more tracks that you can build and more of other things. This is more of the simpler version of the train simulator, I would say.
Which might mean that it's an easier way to start with the simulator genre if you're new to it. I didn't find it frustrating. It wasn't hard to figure out because the tutorial does guide you through every step. So I think some of the more hardcore simulators, I would immediately be frustrated and just think, I don't know what to do. It wasn't necessarily the case here.
What I don't like about this game is the fact that you can't skip the tutorials. You can't go just into the train and just control it. You can't do that. So it's even more simple you just do the missions basically. So I'm not too much fan of that, but because it's that detailed, because it's free, yes. If it's not free anymore, you better look somewhere else. That's my statement.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let us know what you think. What kind of simulators have you played, and which ones do you enjoy most?
Let us know the weirdest simulators that you ever played.
The weirdest simulator?
Yes.
Goat, probably.
Maybe there could be more.
Could be. And don't forget to check out our friend Low Budget Gaming, because we cover all the free games from the Epic Games, but he does announcements about free games and great deals on all the other platforms, so definitely check out his channel.
And shout out to our members, because they're supporting us all the way, and if you want to support us even more, you can join us with a membership.
Click join. There are perks.
Do the usual. Watch our videos, like it.
Share them.
So turn on the notifications.
And spread the word about all the free games, because even if they're not always the most entertaining games for me personally, they're free, and that's great.
And usually there's 2 now, so you have nothing to lose.
So thank you very much for watching. We will see you in our next video.
Bye.
Boosting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements.